Hi, my name is Jessie, and today I'm reviewing the music video titled Babushka Boi by A$AP Rocky.
These niggas ugly.
Let's get right into it. Okay, so first off, it was released in August 28 in 2018, and the duration of the music video is about 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So a quick introduction. A$AP Rocky began wearing a headscarf to cover an injury when he fell on his face while on a scooter in September 2018. Frank Ocean then referred to Babushka when A$AP Rocky revealed the injury through Instagram. At that moment, A$AP Rocky personified the word Babushka as Babushka Boi. What is Babushka? This is your question. So Babushka is a Russian expression that refers to an old lady that covers her head when she goes to the church to pray. So it's really associated with an old lady who practices religion. Now, which religion? That would be the right question to ask. Okay, let's go. Inspired. Okay, so on January 2018, the song Babushka Boi was previewed during a tour called Enjoy Generation. And I think I actually attended this tour in Montreal. I think it was in 2012 in the Corona Theater. Produced by Virgin Soil Picture. The music video was then released following A$AP Rocky's arrest in Sweden on August 28, 2018. So 4 months later, around 4 months later. Inspired by the comic strip Dick Tracy, the music video was directed by Nadia Lee Cohen and features A$AP Rocky, A$AP Ferg, Schoolboy Q, A$AP Nas, and Camille Abbas. It tells the story of a prosthetic enhance. And prosthetic means an artificial device that you use on people to replace a natural body part, a body part that is missing. Okay, so it is used to enhance artificial device that replace a missing body part, gangsters robbing a bank, and on the run from the police who are portrayed as pigs. I think it's interesting also when we look at the cover. So A$AP Rocky, then you see the babushka, the yellow babushka, and how did he get the scar? So the emphasis is really on the scar that he has here, and see the hand gestures, they're really expressive. And also the letter seems to be dropping, like, it reminds me of Kylie Cosmetic for some reason. Okay, so let's continue. So let's talk about Pretty Flaco. Who's actually Pretty Flaco A$AP Rocky? So A$AP Rocky is also known as Pretty Flaco, Lord Flaco, and Joliet too. So notice here Joliet, like yay, like Kanye, yay. Anyway, he was born Rakim Atelastan Meyers on October 3rd in 1988, just like his current girlfriend Rihanna, who's also born in 1988. Coincidence. So he was born in Harlem, New York, with Barbados heritage from his father's side. So growing up, his influences were Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang Clan, 3-6 Mafia from side to side. Anyway, so Bone Thugs Harmony. What's there? Song that I like. Anyway, UGK, Run DMC, and blah blah blah. So he's currently signed to Sony Music Entertainment, RCA Records. The story sold with Rakim is that growing up, his father was sent to jail when he was only 13. Then he started at 15 to sell drugs, crack to be more specific, in order to survive. Then his brother got killed during a drug trafficking moment, and even his father in prison got killed later on his life due to drugs. So it's really the story that they're selling behind Pretty Flaco. Okay, so let's continue. Also, yeah, I just want to mention like Pretty Flacco. I think it's ironic because Flacco and then Pretty, it's like Pretty Boy, Babushka Boi. So they're like taking the image of a male dominant, they're taking the image of the male dominant and giving it a twist of feminine boy, if you catch my drift. Okay, so the music video starts in the hill, a little hill. And for people who don't know, Knowles, like Beyonce Knowles, means little hill. And Beverly Hill. Anyway, let's continue. So the blue moon, so you see the moon is blue, and also on top of a mountain with the red light, which represents communication. It's like an antenna. Okay, so what happened is that in the car you had the police, so it was a police car, and you had prisoners in the back, but they ran. So see the lyrics here: baked potato on that Draco, and Draco, the reference means dragon. Draco means dragon, and it's a reference to the Draco constellation, which is situated to the northern sky. And what it means, I don't know exactly, but the dragon is known as the end time, the old serpent from the garden. Okay, but he has transformed into a dragon. Okay, so let's continue. So also bandanas originated from South Asia. So it's not even like, we say it's a black thing, but well, it depends where is Asia situated. So if you haven't seen my Babylon in a Hidden Sight web series, I think you should go check it. And also the colors are very blue. Then you see the prisoners. The emphasis is really put on the clothing, the white. That's what we mostly see. And then the two lights in the back. So it says, ain't no stains up on my drapes uniform. Well, it feels like the reference, it's like they're infiltrator. No stains. So is it something that was completely made up at theater? Because when things get really rough or real, generally you don't look that clean, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's continue. And then we have the mugshot. So here they have a different clothing now. Red with A$AP Rocky with the yellow scarf in the middle and a cravat. Then you have the purple guy here, the green one. So actually there are four. Okay. So also in the back you see Wanted and baby face. Once again, a man with a baby face. Oops. So it's like this fashion of using two words that doesn't really go together. A blaspheme. Then Babushka Boi with the hat and so on. Oh, and Books with the mustache. Lol. So basically the reference is mugshot, criminal organization. Princess cut, no dentiste, please. I don't really understand like all the lyrics, all the references, but these are what I'm getting from this scene. And then here they are at the bank. See here the bank sign. Then the scar on my face. I think it's interesting when you look at this image and then you see the lyrics that they've associated the scene with. So it's like a reference to injury or surgery. If you've seen the music video Hold Up from Beyonce, there's a scene when she exits a monument that looks exactly like this with 4 columns. And is it a bank? You know, we don't know exactly. And what does the bank represent? What does it mean? Because here you have an injury, but it's also, are they going to rub a face? Because you can feel they're going to rub. And then what does a face means? Is that a reference that a face is currency? Think of the celebrity. Think of the Trump face, you know, the face of Trump. Wherever he goes, people will recognize him. And it goes back to the mugshot, okay? Then it's a reference also the music video Who Dat Boy by Tyler, the Creator. And A$AP Rocky is featured in this video. Okay, so then once again, we have the police looking for them. And they kind of look like clowns, to be honest, okay? And once again, the lyrics, to the scar on my face, to the scar. And then it has to do maybe with identity stolen. And the character of the pig is like, the pig is like a hunter, but we'll see further. Then the scene again. So probably ducked off in a quiet place with ya breezy and duck, ducky duck, you know, the reference. So here the reference would be internet, because if you know the internet logo, it's not exactly like this, but you have 4 columns and then you have the triangle at the bottom, okay, that covers the columns. And then yeah, so it will reference internet network, because it is a network. And are we talking here about cryptocurrency, the banking system? Is that it? And also Trump had a currency, so they used the image of Trump to sell money. So is that like a form of digital scam? Then the reference here in this scene, it's literally a clown, a theater, like it's absurd in French. So here it says, but they all go to waste. And then see, he pulled the trigger and then you only see bang. And that reminds me one of the music video where Donald Trump was featured with Snoop Dogg. They kind of killed, they point a gun to his face, but then bang, it was only like, you could see the exact same thing, bang, okay? As if it's a parody, it's a play, a theater. Okay, these are like characters, role-playing, acting. Okay, so then reference all the stars of the globe. And what is the globe? Once again, I will be referencing Babylonian Hidden Side, but the globe refers to the new world, to Saturn, because we all know that, well, we all know. Most people don't know, but Galileo did, but the Roman gods or the Roman Empire decided to cover this. And the Roman Empire today, we could call them the Catholicism or Babylon, however you want to call it. But the earth, the face of the earth, God is looking at the earth just like this, and then you can see the columns. So it's really like a sphere, okay? It's a sphere with the columns. And then when you look at the earth from above, it's a like full 360, okay? But the bottom of the earth, it's not like a globe with nothing holding the globe. There are columns which represents the wisdom of God, the 7 spirits. No, I'm not gonna say the 7 spirits, but wisdom has 7 columns. Anyway, let's continue. So the globe. So the globe refers to Scarface. It also, no, the globe refers to the earth as a planet instead of like earth, the center of the universe, you know. It's like earth now is a planet among many others. So it's the system that's created throughout this, for this theory, is the solar system, meaning that now it's not the earth which is the center of the universe, but instead it's the sun. And for them, when they say the sun, they mean Lucifer, okay? The Babylon, the abomination, the dragon woman. Yeah, she has many names, Virgin Mary, and so on. So here the scene that I was referencing with Beyonce, the 4 columns, the Marine Kingdom, also wearing a yellow dress, just like the yellow scarf of A$AP Rocky in the music video. So this is the monument, the 4 columns. The top of the columns, A$AP Rocky with the yellow scarf. Then it's also the logo of Archive Internet Network. Then it also refers to Sicilis, which is the runes of the Greek runes, and it is located in Italy, in Sicily, yeah, exactly. And it's like, so you have the runes with the 4 columns, then you have the head. And what does a head represent? And just like the scarf that A$AP Rocky is wearing, he's covering his head, the face. So an injured band-aid head, but make it fashion, just like the Babushka, just like A$AP Rocky did. And it's like the head holds the face, and the face is the identity of someone, the first contact that you have. The headshots were once only required for prisoners, but nowadays it's part of our everyday. You need headshots like for ID cards, and just reference ID magazine, anyway, and also for selfies, for profile photos, whether it's for LinkedIn or all these social media use, even if it's for professional purposes. Then you also use it to unlock your phones, because some people use their face recognition. So all the system is surrounding, well, it's like a replica of the prison system, but in our everyday life. Prison system, banking system. Anyway, let's continue. So the head, also it's a reference to, like I was saying, Babylon, Virgin Mary, Lucifer, the solar system. Well, the 7 heads in the Bible, in Revelation, refers to the 7 heads coming out of the sea. It's a reference to Liberty statue. And also the Liberty crown has 7 heads or peak. Also the marijuana leaves with 7. Medusa doesn't really have 7, but she represents like the sun, Lucifer. Then the spirit of Liber. Inter, you know, solar, internet, solar system, all a play on words. Okay, so right after they robbed the bank, so then here they are in front of what looks like a house. The inside is completely red. So what is going on inside? And now let's see. How many are they? There are 4 of them. Okay, so Scarface, bang, squeeze, trigger, kill these. Okay, what's these? Knocking on the door, there's a lion symbol. And I think the lion symbol is used not only for the tribe of Judah, but also the Queen Elizabeth and all the royalty are using the lion symbol as a symbol of power and prosperity. Okay, so here they are. They literally look like clowns. So A$AP Rocky has the flowers. Here he is with the band-aid and the scars on his face. Then I think there are now 5. Yes, there are 5 of them. And see also the signs that they're doing with their hands, like the 5 stars. And think of the Olympics, the 5 Olympic stars, the Star of Remphan. And this is the, so the person inside the house is looking through to see like who's knocking. Who ring the bell. And see here, this looks like a I don't know how to call it exactly, but when you play chess, you have the peon, the ones that are in the front, the one that we sacrifice most of the time easily. So see the shape here, and then you have an eye. And buck 50, my babushka. 50, is it like for 5? And this is a reference to peon and play. Then here they are inside, and what's ironic is that the windows are red, still red, but the inside is not. So this what looks like a poker table, but with no poker. But this also looks like a sports field table where a play is going on. Ironically, they all have tea in their hand with, you know. And then you have A$AP Rocky sitting on on the woman, and she also has a yellow babushka. And it's ironic because a man sitting on a woman, but it depends. Do you want to sit as a man or a male dominant who has become a boy, a feminine boy? So gender roles. Okay, so also he's reading a newspaper. So think of the media, newspaper, play, lottery. And here it says, the law, lottery, robbers. So is cryptocurrency or lottery all part of the same system? Is that it? Because all the transactions are made through internet. And even think of the banking system who's only online. So you don't have to print the money. You don't have to have the proof of the value of what you hold. Okay, so once again, the media, the newspaper, propaganda, and propaganda was started with the printers when they were able to make copies of images and distribute. But now it's through television and screens. So the communication system, think about it. I would like to dedicate this one to Scarface. The world is yours, Scarface. So see the newspaper, then television. And what's ironic is that in the inside of the television, it's a prison. So it's like a mind prison. So television has this power to make you believe a lot of things. Just for example, television was used to make you believe that they went in the moon or on the moon. Okay, so the reference prison, Columbia. Columbia is the system, the Columbia Broadcast System, CBS, all the news channels, which is related to London, to the Queen Elizabeth, the landowner. Communication, the television system. And like I said, CBS, see the I, okay, CBS News, Columbia Broadcast System News. And this is the solar system. The middle, it looks like an eye, but it's really like Saturn, the New World. See the eye here too is referenced. Then of course we reference the Queen Elizabeth with the globe, like when they said the globe in the music video. Scarface, the owner of the globe, something like that. All stars of the globe. Okay, so then here you have the Russian flag with their emblem, which is a double face phoenix or dragon. And also you see once again the globe here. I would suggest you to go watch Babylon in Hidden Side, Land of Liberty, or the episodes that deals with New World Order. And we know that the earth was separated among the 3 sons of Noah after the flood. And notice here the colors, it's the Russian colors. Then see, there it is in the flag, you see the, it's a man on a white horse on top of the dragon. And Russia represents Magog. So once again, Colombia, Beyonce sang to Colombia. She's the face of Colombia. And she was even replaced as the queen in London in the Madame Tussauds exhibit. She's also on the white horse, so she's really the face of Russia and the Queen Elizabeth. And in reference also to the boy the boy leading the horse from Pablo Picasso. And also just like this, this photo was taken, I think, in 2020 during the Black movement. And also all the names that she has here, it was a dedication to Brianna, who was killed during this movement. And you know, like during that time, every Black who was being in the media, and the story was that this Black was killed and everything, they would make like propaganda with it to make the Blacks react, literally. Okay, so Queen Bee, Beyonce means beyond others. Boy once, it's a play on words, if I can say. Knowles means little hill in British. And then Queen Bee, the theory come from 1973. It says that it's when a woman has authority in a male dominant position. And here she is once again. See the eye in the back? So these are like subliminals that I'm showing you in images. So this is an eye, and she's in the middle of the eye, as in reference to Colombia. And then here, I don't think if you can see it, but there's an owl just right here, the shape of an owl. There's a lot of like hidden images in this photo. That's why do not print anything and just put it on your wall, okay? Because you'd be surprised the amount of hidden images that they put in these imageries, okay? These are like maybe spirits in the back. Like, you don't know how deep photography and images is. It's really connected. And yes, you can use an image, whether it's a physical image that you print or an image on the internet to spell people, to do hypnosis. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue. Then you have, of course, the current girlfriend of A$AP Rocky, who's Rihanna. She performed at the Super Bowl, so once again, television. This is a newspaper, then television. She performed and announced her pregnancy. And I'll reference Barbie playing doll as a video to watch. Okay. Oops. And there's also a photo of Rihanna leading A$AP Rocky by the sea. So it's once again the gender roles. It's like a subtle programming. So women in men's role and men as little boy, playboy. So here she is with the logo, the globe. She's wearing the globe, the Wu-Tang shirt. And this was the first anniversary of her baby with A$AP Rocky. And they call the baby RZA, the same name as the leader of Wu-Tang, which was a group who influenced A$AP Rocky when he was growing up. And so see here, this is the internet logo with the phoenix, Wu-Tang phoenix. And then the cake was made out of mammon, which is money, mammon, which represents the material world, the possession. Okay, so, and also it reference, this is a movie called, well, a series, a cartoon called Double O Duck. And it was in this episode, see the globe here, the internet globe, the logo in itself, which resemble the www logo, the domain. So full is a short, so notice here, that's exactly what she's wearing here. Okay, so full, short for Finship, the world, blah, blah. Okay, it's a global criminal syndicate and terrorist organization bent on domination and profit. See, the organization is the biggest headache of Shush, and Darkwing Duck as several of its agents in his rogue gallery. Command and Trinity, whose identities are carefully kept secret, they run the organization mercilessly in regards to any victims of their schemes, as well as their own agents, if their boast and paycheck outdo their deeds. See? Full has expertise and resources in many areas, from robotics to the occult, and has few hesitations on utilizing any in their schemes. See? And this represents the globe, the earth, internet, you know, like all connected. The satellites, the cable C. Okay, so the globe, so it's really a mixture of sound and signals, satellites. Yeah, the communication system is made of satellites in the firmament and cables under the sea. Prince of power of air. This is how the Bible calls this spirit. So television is anything that has a screen, anything, and it is powerful and efficient for propaganda, as a propaganda machine. Internet connects the world, okay, like we've seen, to the point it has become an essential to our everyday life. So not only the more and more we work through internet, network, internet, prison, but not only, like, even if you want to take an appointment to the doctor, you have to go through internet. If you want to pay certain bills, you have to go through internet. It has become like an essential, yes. So the web, and think of Medusa, think of the sun rays, her hair, which looks like sun rays, but in reality, these are like serpents. Yeah. How crazy is that? And I just want to reference this painting that I have in the back. So this is, I don't have a title yet, but this represents the idolatry. Yes, idolatry. And you can see the human bodies as trees, or you can see them as simply bodies. Or bodies and trees are really connected. And one thing to remember is that l'homme est poussière et il retournera poussière. So we're all gonna go back to the ground. So the only thing that will matter is do you have a relationship with God? Okay, where is your soul going when you die? This shot, we see A$AP Rocky, well, the three blacks, okay, the three blacks. Okay, so hot pearls and diamonds, that's excessive. Think of shine bright like a diamond. Anyway, so the colors, these are the colors of Russia, basically. See here, also a sapraki with represents the two-head eagle, you know, the yellow, the sun god, they all have like the black face. Like, is it their real face? Is that a mask? Is that like prosthetics? Like, what is it exactly? You know, what's behind? What's inside? Okay, so also it's a reference to Magog, because Russia represents Magog in the Bible, and they are the enemies of the Israelites. And remember, these are like infiltrators, you know. They had like, yeah, the prisoners clothing, but seems like these drapes were like brand new drapes, or just for a mission purpose, okay? And they're causing, they look like blacks, but are these like black people? Is it, you know, are these black people? And then the police might say, oh my God, it's us against the black, but is it? Are these their real faces? That will be the question, you know? I think it's so funny, but anyway. Okay, so let's go. So of course, a reference to the Black Lives Movement. I remember most of the police were portrayed as pigs. And what is a pig? Yeah, you may ask me. I'll answer later. So the criminals now, they are 5. So these are the 5 stars in reference to Hollywood, the Pentagon, the Olympic stars, the Olympians. The Olympians, for the people who don't know, are actually the demons who made babies with women, okay, real women. And then you have like giants. In the Bible, they're called giants. Sometimes they're called dinosaur, shapeshifters, Martians, however you want to call them. And it's a reference to Playboy, Church of Satan, California. Let's continue. And remember the hill in the beginning? Okay, so also the scene. So after they shot the pigs, so now they're like laughing, and this scene was like kind of hysterical. They're like, like the Joker, like maniacs. Like they look like surgeons, but they also looks like people working in meat. I don't know how to call them. And they also look like astronauts for some reason, or something that has to do with isolation. So here now this scene. So it's like a fast food. Then you see the sausage and the colors, well, red and white. So see here you have the stripes, then you have the squares, and there's blood everywhere. It's like really bloody and dirty, and it seems really cheap. Look at the prices, 23 cents. Okay. So bang squeeze, the trigger, kill these. So it's really the setup. Okay, so then here the scene comes. So it says bang, well, once again, yeah. And then it's really like a civil war that they caused. It's like you have infiltrators that come, then they take the face of the citizens in order to cause chaos, division. But in reality, there's no problem. It's just that we do have an infiltrator, but he made it seem like it was us fighting against each other until it was. Okay, so the pork eating themselves, literally is this. And you know, in the Bible, it says that pork is considered as unclean. And I think it's because the pork, eats himself. So I don't know what is exactly the reference, but that's the connection that I made. So how you bid your click to, oh my God. And of course it reminded me of the Porky Pig. I think his name is Charleston, something like that. I'm not sure. So it says, I haven't got a hat. And a hat, I think it's a reference to, okay, it gives indication of your social class, of your work. your social class. This movie was the first apparition of the pig, and in this scene or act, the pig was in a classroom, and they had to all one by one go in front of the class and present a musical or a recital, something like that. And yeah, it was as simple as that. But then he appeared once again in the Warner Bros. Porky's Hare Hunt, when he was hunting the rabbit, the hare, basically. And he represents Playboy, he represents Easter, but truly the rabbit comes from the astral world, okay? The astral world, which means it's out of this world. It's a spiritual thing, it's occult. It's just like the magicians when they have a hat and then they pull something out of it. And I don't know if you've had that experience of them pulling something so big that you're like, how can it fit the hat? Well, they get it from the astral world. These are like portals, doors that they open to demons. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so Porky Pork was hunting the rabbit, and even this sometimes the carrot is portrayed as une fusée. A fusée, I don't know how to call it, fusée. So finally, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Who are the blacks? That would be my question, because are these like the blacks, or these are a mask? That would be the question. Or are we talking about black, not the skin color, but the dark matter, the spirits of the other sides, the dead? Okay, so of course the pork or the pigs, the Black Lives Movement is like a finesse, okay? It has caused a civil war out of nothing because we had infiltrators. So imagine getting invaded and these same invaders turn us against ourselves. And think of United States, us. It's us. Something we think of a government like as an entity, something we can touch, but we are the government. When God says the church, it's not like the monument. It's really us. We are the church. Like wherever I go, it's like I am the church. Okay, so also turning the people against themselves is how you create entertainment. So you can enter the land by creating chaos among them. So once they kill themselves, you don't have anything other to do but to came and do whatever you were sent to do. So also what happened is that destruction was sold as liberty. Destruction was sold as liberty. So the BLM was a scam, guys. A scam.